Hey guys, from this video I want to describe a username password authentication mechanism with DB level authentication details. DB level authentication details. From this approach, we are actually getting the registered user information from the database. And this is how we need to define one custom class and implement the user detail service. And it contains one of the method with the signature public user details. And this is the method name. And this is how the argument need to be passed. Based on this method signature, we need to provide some custom logic. I will show you this in example manner. And if you see this diagram, authentication provider will contact the user detail service for getting the user registered information. So if I implemented the custom class like this, now the authentication provider will call this load by username method, and correspondingly it will call some DB related logic. Finally, we are returning user details. This is how we need to manage to get the registered information from the database. So this approach is suitable in the production. There we can manage more users, and there we can provide the user registration API also. I'm using this example to describe DB level authentication details. As I mentioned, I'm using the database as a dependency to this project. Let's see what are all the things need to be added. If you go to the pom.xml, I'm using MySQL. Correspondingly, I provided the MySQL connector, and there is one GPA and starter JDBC, Spring Security. These are the mandatory dependencies need to be provided in order to run this application. And let's see the Docker. I'm running MySQL instance. It's up and running. And I open one SQL prompt to test whether the connection is established and data is available inside my database. So there are two records. It's already there. I can able to call username Madhav and password 123. I can able to log in with this user. Let's see how it works. This is all about the setup related, and let's see the coding part. As I mentioned, there is a DAO logic dependency for this application, and so this is the entity class to maintain the registered user information. So these are the columns it is maintaining: ID, name, PWD, it's a password, and a role, something like this. This can be anything, but when based on this we need to build our DAO layer. And if you see the repository, this is how we need to define the repository. And there is one find by method I define. I'm passing username, and based on that I'm getting customer. And if you go to the customer DAO, so this is the custom class I defined by implementing user detail service. So this is given by the Spring Security people. And if you see the method signature, this is the method signature. Based on this, I implemented some logic. It is giving the username, and I am using this username for my repository based by find by name. And after getting the customers, I'm trying to retrieve password and username out of this customer, and finally sending a one user object like this, line number 36. And if you see the controller part, this is the same controller I'm using for this example as well. And balance, there is one more controller. And if you go to the configuration having protection related information, this actually telling, oh, this need to be authenticate this endpoint. Okay, let me run this application. Now the application started in 808 port. Let me hit the request. 8080 and my account. It's redirected to the login page. Let's see. There is a Madhav and 123. This is the username. 123 is the password. Now successfully log in. So this is all about DB level authentication. Thank you.